Alright. Kasabe kimuki?
Katonda.
Ebintu bye byakola ki?
Byo byasoba.
Ani agula eggwanga lyaffe?
Ndi tulitunda.
Yeah. Yes. This is it. This is it once again. This is Great Minds Podcast. Episode 30. We are still here. We are still rocking. We're not going anywhere yet. A lot has happened throughout the previous 2 weeks. We've been off here. But like we promise, even when we speak an episode, we will have to cover it. So as usual, I'm JW, and I'm going to be producing at the same time, co-hosting this show. Of course, to start off with, we'll have to go through our segments, how we are going to navigate through this podcast. And of course, we'll begin with an introduction, as usual. We have we have several viruses to talk about. We have hits happening here and there. And then we have someone going home with a bicycle after 14 years. And of course, we look into the local content. Of course, we are looking at the African players and English clubs. We look at African players and English love. We look at Emmanuel Bowe's story in relation to the English Premier League. Of course, we will look at a few colleagues that came here, famous YouTubers. That is the Arsenal FTV, not official channel, but it's a YouTube channel. And then, of course, we look into recently we need degrees to coach a club within Uganda, provided it is the Uganda Premier League. We'll look into the World Cup. Of course, several there, red card, Iran versus Italy. Of course, we'll look into the tickets and the brokers. And then we'll look into World Cup posers. Very interesting discussion there. Of course, we'll get into the Champions League. We'll look at both the first leg and second leg. And of course, we'll look into the Europa. And then, of course, the Conference League, given the fact that all the English Premier League clubs are proved to be gigantic and strong and are still standing. Of course, we look into the Tech App. We look at one of the countries, the startup countries, is producing a defense system, where we as Uganda, we're releasing an e-commerce website. Of course, we look into the EPL. We'll look into Gameweek 34, match results and reaction. And Gameweek 35, still match results and reaction. Of course, we'll get into our fantasy. You know very well the number of the League Cup started. We'll discuss into the League and both the Cup. We'll look into our teams. And of course, we'll give you a few tips on the chips usage, given the fact that we are nearly ending the season. We'll look into the match prediction and our expectations. Of course, we'll get into our conclusion. And of course, you know very well, there is a major event happening on Tuesday, and it has been officially declared as a public holiday. And of course, we'll wrap up our show with any few remarks that will have come from the podcasters. But however, today, before we start, I want us to start in a style. A lot of things have happened, good and bad. People are suffering here and there. And of course, no one cares. I know very well we are in the time of cabinet reshuffle. And this is the time for people to portray to the big man that I have done ABCDYZ, more of appraisal for our ministers. Some of them are not sleeping. But, well, all in all, I want us to first dedicate. I will briefly take away the film music. and dedicate this song to, we're going to play an audio from our very own legendary musician. They have been here way from the ground when the music wasn't a thing in Uganda. And we've tried to borrow a leaf from him to try and play his clip today. So the clip that we want to play is from Ronald Mayinja and is other than Africa. So kudos to Ronald Mayinja for appearing in our episode. Here we go. Sabe chimu katonda anure gwanga lyaffe ebintu byo byasoba alright kasabe chimu ki
katonda
ebintu byo byakola ki
byo byasoba
ani agula eggwanga lyaffe
tulitunda
to start off the double race. First introduce yourself and then we jump into the discussion.
Yeah, this is Double S. You know, I've been on the search. I've been all over Mutasa Kafero trying to get myself on one of the pieces that was stolen. You never know. It could have some data that could lead me to a jackpot, to a gold reserve, somewhere, somehow. But this is Double S. Hopefully you guys have been good. We skipped a week, but you know, things have been tight.
True.
Are you seeing the fuel prices?
Yeah,
everything is high.
Crazy. Yeah,
everything is expensive. But here we are. What is happening? And let's get into it.
Yeah, and to start off, remember we played a Mayinja song in our playlist, which is something of the first of its kind to future on this podcast. Is that you've talked about fuel prices are going high. And we know very well that the government doesn't have money.
Yes.
The intern doctors are no longer going to be paid to do their intern. Reason is that we cannot pay you when you're doing your intern.
Yeah.
Yet you know very well that when you go to our referrals, there are our facilities there, the intern doctors do a very tremendous job.
Yeah.
Now, today, I think in the headliners and I think this week's local newspapers, the speaker buys a Rolls Royce. 4. Not 1, not 2. A whopping 3.4 billion. Muwalak Ziaska. Everything in this car for the speaker. Remember, we would have Benzes and etc.
Yeah.
Now, on top of that, this is what is happening. So, in the song that we played in the beginning for Ronald Mayinja, it says that who is buying Africa such that we can sell to him at once. And then we know there is no more Africa.
And then we can live in Antarctica.
So there was someone has to start from there. 3.4 billion in this situation that we are in. Fuel prices are nearly going 8K. Pumps are empty. To buy fuel, we have to have Gambanogu. You know, in our previous episode.
Yeah.
So, are you surprised?
I'm not shocked. But this is a bad example that our Speaker of Parliament is, showing out there. Remember, there are pictures of her going around.
Yeah.
When she was still in a bad state.
Yeah.
When she didn't have money.
Exactly.
So, all of us know that she wasn't well off before, going into politics. So there's only one explanation where you could get a Rolls Royce from. And taxpayers' money.
Exactly. And Double S, before you proceed on that, I want to read you a comment from, there is, I think, a Twitter blogger.
Yeah.
That was expelled from here. Or maybe Renee from here. We are not so sure what happened. However, it says, when did she get the money from? first it says 93, this is Anita, 93% of the members of parliament, whether opposition or NRM or independent, owe me money through my money lending company. That is enough leverage. Let them not vote me as a speaker, and I will imprison all for defaulting. Some have not paid for years. Then this gentleman goes in and says, when did she get the money from? I remember we were blocked together not long ago, and I am still temporarily inconvinced she could do arrest. There's a gentleman here called Daudi Kabanda first. Now, 3.4 billion Rolls Royce.
Actually, that was going to be my next question. How did she accumulate all that money? You have a microfinance business.
She has been a speaker.
It can't be that booming for you to make 3.4.
She has been an MP for literally started this at a very young age.
So being an MP is a jackpot?
She has a school, a very big school. I think probably she even has a nursing school.
Okay, maybe that makes sense, you know.
So there's 3.4 billion. Does it mean that whoever owns a nursing school or a normal school has a Rolls Royce?
Because we have a lot of big schools here. None of the owners has a 3.4 billion car. So what does that mean? You know, for you to put that money into a car, you have to have a lot of money that, you know, it's just, I'm going to drive my car. You know, here in Uganda, okay, maybe she's a member of parliament, she's a speaker, she moves within a convoy, so she won't face a lot of challenges that normal people face, like border scratching your car, maybe potholes, you know, traffic jam. So she's safe from a lot of the damage that most cars face here. But still, that's a lot of money to put in a car.
Exactly.
And by the time you buy a 3.4 billion car, your net worth should be over 10. Should be over 10 billion.
Exactly.
And to be honest, I don't know.
But again, yes. So, do you think the money is hers or it's government money? I don't think this is government money.
I'm going to be honest. I think it's taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
So, in addition to that, okay, and that's why we had to play that song Africa. If there is someone out there that has a lump sum to give us, you said it very well, that money will be enough for us to go live in Antarctica.
Yeah.
It has not been occupied yet.
We shall sell off Africa.
Exactly.
And move with our small belongings
because
to Antarctica.
That's how it looks like. Okay? The Bank of Uganda.
Yeah.
The governor for Bank of Uganda came up to a committee for parliament and talked about the sovereignty bill in a very bad state.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say in a professional state. What its impact is, given the fact that he's an economist.
Yeah.
A few days later, we have one of our, I would use the word successful money heist. Bank of Uganda was heist. These guys, what is interesting, they didn't steal money.
Oh, gold. There's gold in that bank.
Exactly. They didn't say anything like that. They stole laptops. And where did the laptops end up? Mutasa Cafe. And you said in the beginning you've been looking for at Mutasa Cafe building, looking forward to buy one of those laptops.
Even if it's not a laptop, a hard disk works just fine.
So, so is this news to you? Is it? Do you know Bank of Uganda for starters?
That is our
central bank. Do you know where it is located?
Right in the middle of the city.
Exactly. How in the hell do you wake up and say you are going in that bank?
With all the security. You know, when you move along that fence.
Street,
yeah, for the national central bank.
They don't even want you to stop from there.
Yeah, even if you're stopping to take a phone call.
Nothing.
Some security guard will be like,
move away.
Go and take it from the other side.
Exactly.
Move away, yeah. So, it is funny that people come and go through the main gate.
Yeah.
And then also come out through the main gate.
Exactly.
No chaos, no alarm,
nothing. We didn't even get to know. We got to know about them raiding Mutasa Cafe.
Yes.
Of the computer. So, do you think this is related to the sovereignty bill that has recently been passed by the parliament?
I am not sure, though. Recently, I heard that the central bank was robbed of, was it 60 billion?
But that is not, where did you get that information from? It's not official. Probably.
Yeah. In rumors.
What is clear is they never stole any single coin, neither money, neither gold.
Yeah, but okay, I don't know what the thieves were trying to achieve. But I don't know how you enter a central bank and then come out with a laptop. I mean.
So my question I ask you is, because later on I read some few tweets here and there, and coming from a prominent leader within the government, and telling the Bank of Governor to stand warned, stay warned. And some our politician here have already said it very well, that is going to get an indefinite leave. Is going to be either demoted or taken out of that job because of the statement that he said about the sovereignty bill. So, do the people we put, the CEOs, the governors, etc., these people who are literally educated and have a very sharp brain, and they are economists, they are not political appointed. Yes, they are political appointed, but they are worth the job. Yeah. Do you think that they are literally underrated? That a single comment from them tarnishes because the bill was revised after his comments. Even the president came out and then also made some few adjustments to the bill, because he said that's not what he is told the people to do. People said it put in there, which it was amended, and guess what? It passed through the parliament. So waiting for the president to put his stamp on. So where does that leave those people in those executive offices? To keep quiet? To be honest, to be puppets?
I'm in support with what you're saying. They are very undermined. And there are some sectors in a governance or in a country that shouldn't be political. Health. Or when it comes to banking, our central bank, the economy itself, that involves agriculture. Those things shouldn't be political. That if you're not from, the leading political party, you're not supposed to get this. That it should actually, the president should have no say about the governor of the Bank of Uganda.
It's not actually the president who said, some other individual is the one who said those words.
Actually, anyone who is political, you have no right,
or in a government office,
to warn the governor of the Bank of Uganda, because he's not political. He's only overseeing our financial, transactions, institutions, our economy.
Exactly.
So his role is to make sure that Uganda's finance
we don't crash.
Actually, the only part of politics that he should be involved with, it is the Ministry of Finance.
So Double Ace, as we move away from that, have you concluded on that topic? Okay. So as we move away from that topic, is that you had now the current speaker is literally having, I don't know how many cars now, plus the 3.4 billion. So I don't know what is it with the African government officials with the luxurious life. The Prime Minister for Netherlands has been in office for 14 years in service. Now, guess what? When his term ended, he handed over all the papers successfully with a smile. Opened up. I thought outside there is a motorcade. 10 cars, 15 cars. Guess what? To my surprise, the man had parked a bicycle. A bicycle, not even an electric bicycle, no. A normal bicycle, Manyigachifuba. For him to go home with his bicycle. 14 years in power. 14 years with stream power. That you could literally afford anything. He ended up with a bicycle.
So, all I'm saying, I know, since this is Africa, people who go into politics, their main objective is to embezzle as much as they can. And you know what? I'm like, that's fine. But at least if you're embezzling your money, don't show it off. You don't have to show it off. You can do that gesture that Netherlands Prime Minister did. Even if you're going to buy your Rolls Royce, you don't have to, to bring it all over the news, all over TV, all over radio stations. All you can do, you can have your small car. Like you can even have your TX. It's around 130M. That's fine. But then we know, we will only see that, in Uganda, someone shipped a Rolls Royce. We won't know who owns the car or who brought in the car. Yeah. But all we know, we are like, some people who are at the border said they saw a funny record in the database. Yeah. Say someone shipped in a Rolls Royce at 3.4. It will make news, but we won't know that it's the Prime Minister. And let's get your relative, to bring in the car. Like, hey, Ugandans have money.
Exactly. Yes. And according to the president, for him, he still believes that believes and he confirms that we are in the middle income state. But as the World Bank, we're not anywhere close to that. But if we can afford the cars of 3.4 billion, and now imagine one person's GDP, if it's divided by, don't you think everyone will be thinking that they are rich?
Yes. Because all I'm saying is I've never seen anyone who is in a political seat, in a well-off position now, that came in that position when they were, how can I say this?
Rich?
When they were, there is rich, when you have your home, you have your car, but there is rich, like too rich. Have you ever seen anyone who come into politics when they are too rich?
Well, here in Uganda, you have Dr. Kizabies. They came in power when they were well off. You have the NUP leader, the one who ran away. You saw the way he came into politics. He came when he had his own money. I mean, he's an established musician. There are several examples that you can really land on here.
Yeah, but in all those examples that you just mentioned, there's no one that is capable of bringing in a 1 billion car.
I mean, exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's awkward. Actually, this because unless when it is false news, we could be here when it is false news. Actually, you get. It could be false news, but anyway, we won't tag on it. And like we said in the beginning, is that if there is someone out there that wants to buy this Africa in a lump sum, let him come and buy it. Because it looks like the natives no longer see value in what we are living in.
Yeah.
It doesn't add up when people are yawning on the street, people are starving. And you, their leader, you're buying a car for 3.4 billion.
Yes.
That money is enough to feed literally 6 to 7 villages for the entire year, or for the entire 5 terms.
Do you know how many health centers we could get out of that money?
Exactly. That health center for where Rubawa would have been already completed by that money. But someone is buying a cruise car. I don't know for showbiz, I don't know whatever it is for. And you're seeing here the Prime Minister is walking away with a bicycle.
Yeah.
For Netherlands, those are first world countries. As we know it. Now, again, Abaganda bagamba ekuba omunaku techa.
Yeah.
Oli mukulwanira Rolls Royce antivirus. And remember what happened to COVID?
Yes.
It started as whatever, COVID, etc. Before we the entire world, it became a pandemic.
You're like, it's in China, like that's too far.
Exactly.
Don't reach this side.
So now when you look at the antivirus, just a brief about it, it says that it's a group of virus that is carried by rodents.
So rats, rabbits.
Exactly. Now you know very well that it's rare to find a home without a rabbit. Even so, a rat in one of the English stadiums. You saw it.
Yeah.
So I mean, they are literally wild animals that we usually live with.
Yeah, actually, a certain brand of them, a certain breed. We call them, it's like a home breed.
Exactly.
You always find this in homes.
Exactly. Then, first they are saying it can be found in some areas of Europe, Africa, and now Asia. Okay, and then it says that while most viruses do not pass through person to person, rare instances of human transmission have been documented with and this virus strain. They continue and then say, how can the virus spread to humans? They are saying particles from infected rat, droppings, urine, can become airborne. Okay? And you know very well Africans, we leave our plates, dishes, and legs in open space.
Yeah.
So imagine a rodent coming. So the virus is often carried by rodents, rats. And then they are saying infection occurs when those particles are inhaled. So it can cause 2 severe illness that can lead to respiratory issues similar to COVID, and that can lead to lung damage. Of course, it causes internal bleeding and kidney failure. They say it can also be transmitted through cuts, the eyes, or from a bite by a rodent. Tuli kumpi kugenda kuba messes ziri mu store wakati.
Yeah.
Kubanga they are becoming what? Crazy for us. So what symptoms? So the symptoms can include a fever, extreme fatigue, muscle aches, stomach pain, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and shortness of breath. In some cases, people develop severe breathing difficulties or low blood pressure, kidney failure requiring hospital care. How it is treated? And you know it's a virus.
Yeah.
So chances are there are currently no widely available vaccine or specific antiviral treatment for this virus. Treatment is supportive based on symptoms such as hospital care and respiratory support. Similar to COVID, we treat symptoms. So how worried should we be? So both the WHO and the UKHSA, that is the Health Security Agency, have said risk to the public is low, meaning that there is no need for an alarm. But they say the same was during COVID. And then they say there is no need for concern for the general public, and the Britons on the ship would be flown home on a charter flight as long as they don't have any symptoms. So that is what the virus. But they say there's no need for an alarm. There is a movie which we watched, I think Dark Knight, when one of the guy with the nuclear weapon took over a certain state. And then the government came and says, people of Gotham, we are with you in these difficult times. Then the boy asked one of the chief police, like, what does that mean? The man replied to him, that statement meant you are on your own. So we could be here saying that it's at low risk, when indirectly it's a statement which says every man for his own what?
So what do they mean that there's no risk to the general public?
That's what they are saying. I don't know why it is making news.
Have they tested every rodent in the whole planet?
Have they?
To know that the rest of us are safe?
Have they?
Because there are rats everywhere you go.
Exactly.
There are rabbits everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go. You tell me, in fact, if you go to any place here in Africa and there are no rats, we need to investigate why.
Evacuate that place immediately. Run away.
Exactly. Means there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Where did the rats go? Rats are some of the things which shows that there is civilization, there is life. That's why they exist.
So either they are trying to weaponize the virus and it backfired. That's the only explanation I can see. And
you know, before we came on air, I was telling you the same thing. COVID, they said it started on a ship. Yeah. This one is also starting on a ship. And you're claiming that these guys are going to have fun.
Yeah. It was a cruise party, you know. Boat cruise.
So this boat has it just been engineered now?
No.
Exactly. It has been existing. So all along where were the rats?
And guess what? They called before they could dock, they called the harbor and they were like, we have some infected people here. So please. Yeah. How do you know that they were infected? You know? So, because if a layman, like a normal person like me, if I see someone infected, my first go-to solution would be to rush that person to the hospital as quickly as possible. So I wouldn't even call anyone. I would be like, Captain, get us to land as soon as possible. The closest surface you can get, solid surface, just drop us off there, and then we shall take this person to the hospital. But guess what? They didn't take them to the hospital.
But because the patient or that person who passed on had symptoms which are related to a common cold, a common flu.
So, was there a doctor on the boat who tested and saw that this virus was unusual?
I literally have not been on a big ship before, but I suspect there must have been a doctor.
The doctor was having a party, cruising on water.
No,
very unusual.
It's, of course, very unusual, but I mean, it's very strange. But at least what we know of, or what we've been reading through the media, is that the ship has docked, and no one is allowed to get off that ship.
I saw that actually.
But what if there is also Gambanogu? Because you know very well there are 4 Americans on that ship. What if the Americans want their people?
I mean, my friend, they are in my country.
What if they want them and they take them?
I can't risk the population of my country
before
just
you know
to
it,
give you 4 citizens.
We are in a pandemic.
Then the South African president has to say no. You have to say no.
And you think they can say no?
Yeah, because you're risking my whole population.
Not only his whole population, the entire world that is at stake here. Maybe the question I would ask is that, do you think we are ready for another pandemic? Because
with everything that's happening, the fuel and everything.
Yeah, in that case, and then you bring in that?
No, we are not.
People are buying cars for 3.4 billion and you bring in that?
Of course, there are people who are well off, but I mean, for the rest of the general public, the 99%, you know, there are people who are the 1%.
Yeah.
Those are people that are bringing in the 3.4 billion cars.
No, that is the 0.001%.
Yeah.
They are very few. You can count them on fingers.
And then the rest of the population is below that.
Exactly.
In the normal population.
Yeah.
Whereby, you know,
exactly. Hey,
so, and then you tell me, on addition on the fuel prices, everything that's happening, the swearing in, and then you tell me another virus. You have to be quarantined for who knows how long. Maybe 6 more months. I know that will be tough.
It will literally be uncalled for or something like that. But double S, away from this, away from what from India, and actually if you listen to that song completely, and then you see what is happening, you realize that
yeah, shout out to Roland Bayija for that song.
Yes. So, and you can see if the first topic that we started on literally refer to that song.
Yeah.
And if you're not serious, and if you don't listen carefully that song, we are likely to be doomed at a later date. Anyway, like we keep on saying, this is usually a tech and sports show, but doesn't stop us from being humans.
Yeah.
We live in this country. We live in Africa. So, I mean, and we have freedom of speech.
Yeah.
At least that is the benefits, one of the benefits that we are getting from our president.
Yes.
You've not heard our president buying a 3.4 billion car. You've not heard about anything like that.
Yeah.
He's not the one doing that.
So is someone under.
Exactly.
You know, someone below.
Exactly. What we call
always someone who will do something funny.
You see those people when you like someone was telling me that when you don't grow up in the man and then later on get the money, you literally want to step on everyone. It's like you're doing a revenge. Like, you guys, you know, I've suffered. Yeah. This is my time. This is my time. Maybe this is what we are going through now. But anyway, away from all of that political what is that Olympics.
Yeah.
They have a new game, and I think this one you can also participate. You usually wake up here at midday. They have a sleeping game now. They have a game whereby how long do you take to sleep? The longer you sleep, the more you win the way you win yourself a gold medal.
So do you just have to pretend to be asleep, or you have to sleep?
I think there are sensors which shows that indeed this person is asleep. Exactly. So do you think you can participate, or maybe that's a game for Ugandans? Because you know very well, one of the things that our president gave us is Kweba Katulu.
I think I would lose on the first day, because I can't get past 7 hours. I feel that feeling when you're tired of bed. You're like, I have to get out of bed and do something. But I know there are people who can sleep for 2 days. They work from Monday to Friday, and after working and they reach home like this, all they do is go to bed and to get out of that bed is when they want to eat, come back to bed.
Yeah, but there you don't have to sleep continuously. Remember, we've ever watched a movie like that.
Like a coma, so that's like a coma.
Exactly, but you saw what happened in the movie. Remember that movie we watched for nearly sleeping? They take drugs and then you sleep, and then you saw what happened to the movie. It became chaotic. It became a horror movie. Chances so which shows that the human brain needs to relax. So I have a feeling that may not be a standard, a good game, but I mean, it's Olympics, anything can happen. And then moving on.
But how can I waste my time watching such a game?
And surprisingly, it was football.
There are people there watching other people sleep.
Yes, it was football. Yes.
And someone comes out of that game and they're excited.
Yes.
Do we saw some guy?
Yes.
Son, he was standing gracefully, and the other one was snoring. Yes. What a wastage of time.
Yes. And people were full to capacity to see people watching. Human beings, that even when you put their space and people, they would come and watch. Yes, they don't have any limit. That is how we are brought up. That is Africa.
We are very idle.
Exactly. Anyway, so the other thing is Kylian Mbappe. Fans have gathered against him. They are saying he's the one making Real Madrid lose games. And they have petitioned. He left PSG, and we thought PSG was going to crumble.
Yeah.
But you're seeing very well PSG is at the finals of the Champions League.
Yeah.
They won the Champions League minus him.
Actually, they are in their prime era.
Exactly. So, and now they have petitioned him to exit Real Madrid. Do you agree with that petition? Do you think the man is over showing off? You saw what he did to N'Golo Kante. The way he wanted to get the armband from N'Golo Kante. Do you think this man think he owns football? Do you think he thinks that without him there is no football? What do you think? Do we have some examples of such fellows here that think that without them the football world has to beg for them, has to kneel down for them?
Yeah, I believe we have such people everywhere. There are people who are extra greedy. I know we are all greedy at some point. We all want some things to ourselves, but some people take it to an extra step, an extra level. Because this is a team. That's why there is a term team.
Yeah.
No, not me, not I. Team.
Yeah.
It means you have to work together for you to accomplish something.
Yeah.
And then for you come from nowhere and you're like, you know what? I'm bigger than the team. I'm bigger than anyone here. And you all have to listen and bow to me.
True.
My friend, I'm in support with the fans. Mbappe should go.
Yeah,
Mbappe should go. Because, he's going to, to pull Madrid back.
Is there right now as we speak? We heard what someone was saying, that he holds the most goals scored in the Champions League.
Yeah, as it stands. But that means wherever you go in the game, you told everyone you're the one who's supposed to score. So whoever gets the ball should play it to you. I hate such players,
And yes, and it says as of today, that is May 8th, Kylian Mbappe, the Real Madrid, has the most goals. He has 15 goals, followed by Harry Kane. Of course, both of them have exited. Both Mbappe and Harry Kane with 14 goals. So, but it says still Cristiano Ronaldo remains the highest one to score. Followed by Lionel Messi. But anyway, so you think that gives them the right to talk, gives them the right to judge the club? Is it bigger than the club?
No. It's not bigger than the club. And we have seen far more skilled players than him in football history. We have seen the Thierry Henrys, they were humble.
Yeah.
We have seen the Drogba's.
The Ronaldos. The
Ronaldinho.
Yes.
They were humble. The Maradonas, they were humble. Like they were skilled, but you didn't see them rubbing it in everyone's face. Like, you know what, I'm better than you.
So you're
supposed to be benched.
In the list WS you're saying there's no any Ugandan player. You mean we don't have any legend that you can add to that list?
When it comes to Uganda, maybe I don't know. Because when I grew up, I'm not that old.
Yeah.
The greatest Uganda Cranes team that I've seen, it's during the era of Enyango when they are prime.
So you want to tag Enyango on that list of great heroes? I mean, because
I would say yes, he was a good captain. The Hassan was. It was a great team. They played like a team.
Okay. So anyway, so that is what is happening to Kylian Mbappe, and people are still petitioning him to literally exit Real Madrid. Hopefully, it's like it happened. So double race. Moving on to our segment 2. That is local content, and local content, it is Uganda and Africa at large. The first thing which has been trending, which is a little bit emotional to me, is the African players and the English clubs. And the case in example here is Emmanuel Eboe. Emmanuel Eboe says during his prime, he never wanted to leave Arsenal. He was playing die hard for Arsenal.
Yeah.
But during his tenure, when the club had literally gotten tired of him, they brought in a new young player. I think you could say Bokayo. Something like that. And then his play time reduced. And at one moment, he was called by Arsenal and told him, we no longer need you at this club. And if you look critically, is that Sadio Mane, something similar happened to him. The Didier Drogba's and most of the African players have literally experienced bad time in the English clubs. And before here, I was asking you, is that the African players participating in that league, do you think it's because the English clubs want to show balance? They want to show equality. They want to show to the world that our league is open. Anyone can come and play in it. But behind the scene, our boys are being treated like trash. Our boys' values are not being respected. Do you think that you had Pep and on African players? One of the coaches even said that the African tournament is not called a tournament. Do you think that there is things that have been hidden behind the scene in relation to this? Do you think that we are not respected and trusted as the African players? Do you think that is what is behind this? And there's a conspiracy about this?
Yeah. I think there is. I think whites feel like they are superior. Yeah, I'm going to use whites because also the South Americans and the Asians are also treated like us, Africans.
Yeah, exactly.
So I will say whites, So anyone from our white country, they feel like they are superior, they are wiser, and they are better. Yeah, so by default. And I feel like the players who go to play in those clubs, I think it's like
the African players. Let's say the African players.
And by default, I say the coaches or the management is special by the fans. Like we need someone who is good. You have to bring this point.
Exactly.
So they have no choice.
Are you sure they bring them in the name of that they are good, or in the name of equality to show that it's an open league?
Yeah, because they are good. Because also, regardless of them being racist, they want to make money. Yeah. So, and as you've seen, mostly the smaller teams have a lot of African players, have a lot of black players. Because when they go out to scout, they scout for talent. So you find teams like Crystal Palace, Brighton, you see that they have a lot of Africans, because when they go out to scout, they scout for talent. They want something good. They want something that's going to get them, points. Now, when it comes to these big teams, that is when the politics come in. They want to know, if we bring you in, how much fame are you going to come with? How much merchandise can we sell off you? And that's why you will see a team whereby someone will make a very funny purchase when there is a far better player. I once found an Arsenal fan complaining. He was like, we were there looking for good players, we are buying the Maduekes. And Man City just bought Semenyo, and he was comparing Semenyo to Madueke, and you could see his pain. And you know, Semenyo, you're African, plays for Ghana, and Madueke. Wait, what does Madueke play for?
Play for England. He plays for England.
See?
Yeah.
Cool. And also, I also had something like they were saying that for you to play on the English national team, you need to be in the Premier League.
Yeah, but you see, everything in most of the things that we are seeing, whether it is running, whether it is football, whether it is making anything, must all in all situations Africans be suppressed.
Yeah, because we are playing different games. For Africa, it's survival. For whites, it's dominancy.
So that is that how nature says, or that is what has been impacted or inserted into our brains?
Yeah, I think by default. That's how we are. Because when you grow up in Africa, all you want is survival. What am I going to eat tomorrow? How can I make myself better?
So does that make you like anyone who comes to you needs to suppress you? Does it mean that because you give me food that I'm supposed to kneel down for you, or you sleep and then then I walk on you? Is that what it means?
That is because for us we are open. We are eager, we are naive. When they approach us, we are like, oh, we are welcoming you.
Okay. Now, a quick question to you is that, so where does the sovereignty bill put us in that case? Because whenever the claims for independentship of all whatever the country decides to do, no external influence whatsoever needs to come through. You want to bring in your money here, we need to know why you're bringing that money here, and you need to declare how much money is it and who is it going to. You work for any foreign agency, you are considered also a foreign agent. So it brings in that form of independentship within Uganda now that they have surpassed waiting. So that would you think this will try to empower the new minds or the new kids on the block, those ones that are growing, that have not been dictated into now diplomacy or to suppress in that suppression, because it is in our heads. We've known from the word goes that we can never be superior. You've seen it in football. They put you there, but then they say, you've had very many testimonies for people working outside, that people bypass them and they backbite them. If they pass you and then you try to speak Uganda and they start talking about you. You've had this testimony from people who've worked abroad. But when you come here, when they are here, we never say such words to them here.
Yeah, that's what I said. For us, we are for survival, for them, they are for dominance.
Exactly. So does that make us put us... So in context for football, do you think it's high time we discard their leagues and concentrate on our local leagues?
That's why I was asking, why are we following FIFA rules? What gives them the right?
International. Do you know FIFA in full?
That is none of our business.
But it is.
Every continent should be solely independent.
Exactly.
Whereby if you are to host a tournament, your continent has to provide security, has to provide accommodation, and has to provide, all the facilities that are needed, to host that tournament. We don't need a federation, looking over everything. No. Because guess what? I heard here we had to pay money to CAF.
Yeah.
Yet we're the one hosting.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're already spending a lot of money, to prepare the facilities that are needed, the amenities, the hotels, the roads, everything, the stadiums. And then on top of that, we still have to pay money to CAF. Why?
So what you're saying is that you're trying to say that because our president, and who is going to swear in on Tuesday, advocates for patriotism.
Yeah.
Muammar Gaddafi, the former president for Libya, was also playing for the same thing. But you saw what happened to him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He now?
Because for us, we want survival. For them, they want dominance. And whoever gets their head out of the crowd, it has to be chopped off. Because you are awakening the rest of the people. It's like, having a wedding. For you to host a wedding, you have to have the capability to host the people, the number of people. Prepare for them. Make sure they are safe without anyone facing any harm at your wedding. The same should happen for these tournaments. If Africa is going to host, we should be able to provide everything for the other continents. Without you lending us a hand and giving us your objectives and rules that we should follow.
So I want to take you back to the topic. Is African players and the English club, and I'm going to ask you this question: Is it the right time now? We concentrate, poor as we are. Okay, we concentrate on our local leagues. Is it the right time to abolish watching or following the English Premier League? Is it that time now that we need to concentrate on what we have locally? Because all these players have very weird stories when they have played out there. Simon Adingra, is it?
Yeah, Simon Adingra.
Have you seen him this season?
No. And he's a very good player.
Exactly. So there are things that the boys are keeping quiet, but you know very well that because Africa, you have to struggle, you have to do what, etc. So is it the time we abolish the English football and etc. and then concentrate on African football?
That won't be possible. You know, you've seen some people cry when the Arsenal wins. People remove off shirts and their pants.
Yes, we have one of the radio show whereby someone says, "Ngenda kujamwe sati kati, ngenda kujamwe mpale kati." Esawe no, you know, yes, because
so that won't be possible. You know, for you can pass the law and be like, you know what? Starting from today onwards, we don't want Ugandans playing for international nations or clubs. But guess what? Ugandans will shock you. They will change their nationality
to that club.
Yeah, because they are ready, to suffer, but get that money and that luxurious life out there.
You see double S in relation to the same context. African players and English love. You saw the story for Emmanuel Eboué. The kids, the houses, the cars, everything was taken away from him. His son signed his first professional contract, and the man didn't know about anything like that because he fell in love with Annie, with not a fellow African. Do you think that this has an issue to do with the color? Because that's just the first player for Africa claiming that. That's why the likes of Sadio Mane came back, married their own. Mohamed Salah marrying their own. So, do you think that this all has to do with how did you refer to it? Separation, supremacy? Do you think this is the case?
Yeah, and those players that get white wives, they are just stupid. They feel entitled. They feel like they're in the same level. They're on the same level as the people they found there. My friend, that's not what's happening.
Excitement. They go out there and then they get excited.
It's like you getting a job. Since you have lunch with your boss, you think you're on the same level.
Yeah.
Wrong judgment.
Exactly. So things are in a different way. So you see, maybe they are taken up by excitement.
Yeah. Because
now you saw what happened to what is this name? The one who doesn't have in Man U. Mbeumo. Mbeumo, when he was playing with the Cameroon, when they came here, Onana was with the Manchester United.
Yeah.
You saw what happened to guys. We didn't know that Mbeumo was also there. We were concentrating on Onana.
Because by then Mbeumo was still in Brentford.
Exactly. So when Mbeumo got a chance to go to a club, there were clubs that were even going to play Champions League. He didn't choose any club. He chose Man United because he wants glory. Yeah. Because he wants to be known. He wants, when he come here, and trust me, when Mbeumo comes here, it will be a different story now.
Wait in AFCON. You're going to see the high.
Whether they are playing with, whether Uganda is playing, they will be for him. So, do we really have to follow for this? To follow for victim 1, victim 2, victim 3? Can there be someone who come and tell the African players that, my friend, let that football be as a job? You want a job, you don't have to think you own the company because you've worked for the company for 20 years. No. The company is not your dad's company, not your father's company, no, neither your grandfather's company. Man United has been there for over 100 years.
Yeah.
So doesn't make you feel entitled that now because I'm in England, I'm supposed to marry this England, cruise with the big boys and etc. You have to know your whatever, where you go, where you stop. So these people go there, they forget the African in them.
Yes.
So do you still blame that the white people put supremacy on us, or it is our funny mindset?
Of course, it's also our funny mindset. And most people hate our president.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't hate him. Shout out to our president, His Excellency. The best thing I love about our president is, when you see him talk and interact with whites, or when he's at a summit or a conference, you can see that he shows you that there's nothing special. And that's how we should be. There's nothing special with the whites.
Yeah.
And once we get out of that brainwashing that they are not special, it's just the color, they are doomed. They know that they are doomed.
Yeah.
So that's why what they do is they keep us down.
And they
keep you entertained. And when you meet whites, when they meet us Africans, they're very excited.
Exactly.
That's how you get brainwashed. Because when you meet them, they're like, hey, you treated me like their own, my friend. Wrong mentality.
Their own. Now, in addition to that, or just to add on to the same things, we had Arsenal FTTV team coming here. Initially, we thought it was the only theory is what you even told me to buy a shirt and then go get what?
He wanted an autograph.
But it's a YouTube channel. And for your information, it's not official channel for the Arsenal. It's not. But the Ugandans, again, they were excited.
Very.
So, again, is this coming to supremacy?
People paid, how much was it? 200K.
I
just watch a game.
Exactly. With those guys, commenting and then, having their own TV show. The same way we're having this podcast. So, we'll also be taken to Arsenal or to Manu and be like, we have our podcast guys and we get excited. No. Why should we get excited because the YouTube channel guys are coming here? Why should we get excited? Why should the president give 5 billion to TikTokers? Why? Where is their value to the economy?
Nothing.
Exactly. So why were we excited? We saw all our top people here getting excited, wanting to take pictures with people because they have a YouTube channel. Where will this excitement end in Africa?
It will never end. With the young generations that I've seen, it's getting worse. It's actually getting worse.
Yeah.
We are going to reach at a stage whereby people see someone famous on the roadside and they start screaming.
Anyway, at Double S, in the other news, how many footballers here do we have? The legendary footballers here, and they have degrees.
The Mike Mtiabas.
Yeah. No, could be any footballer here that is having a degree, a university degree.
Very few.
So
they might be there, but very few.
Yeah. So apparently, FUFA, that is the Federation for Uganda Football, wants any coach in the Uganda Premier League to have a bachelor's. Is this viable?
When they say bachelor's, what do they mean?
Bachelor's
in any course or in
any
soccer?
course, it doesn't matter, provided even if you have bachelor's
in catering,
in planting trees, or in catering, as long as you have a bachelor's, they want any coach to have that bachelor's in that. Not sportsmanship, no, any degree. So, do you think this is viable?
No.
Because you know very well when we are in school, the footballers, their time was to play football.
Yeah.
Not schools.
They came to play soccer.
Exactly. And the same guy keep on saying that when we have gigs here, those footballers, the legendary footballers, are not considered.
Never.
They're never considered. So, do you think it's because they don't have degrees that they are not considered?
No. I think it's everyone on their own. If you get the gig, you call upon your friend. So, even if it's me here, Double S from this podcast, and then you give me a gig to go and host or maybe let's say Masaza Cup.
Yeah.
You think I'm going to go and look for someone who is a professional footballer or professional coach?
Yeah.
I'm going to come and say, JW and NL, we got a gig.
Hey, let's go. Gambanogo.
Hey, the gig is here. Let's go and host this tournament. So
so
that's what happens in Uganda.
Yes. But for you, what would be your recommendation? Because you've had one of the former coaches was literally on his dying bed, and there was no really part all for him. So what would you recommend? Would you want those legends to be the one doing interviews, to be the one, in the football pitches there, trying to, to put people in order and the likes? Is that what you want them so that they get some money?
Yes. Because, to be honest, these are people that played the game in times where I think for you to play soccer, you have to have it as a passion. You have to have a job and play soccer as a side passion that you have, because I think by then that's the wages were too low for someone to sustain a living off them. So I feel like, and also for someone who has played the game, you know what's happening. You know what needs to be done for someone to win a game. So when you start talking, you'd have to speak things that make sense. You'll be like, when we come to the game, when you start analyzing the game, you would say things that make sense. Now, for us, let's say we have a minister of sports. You find that they have a PhD in agriculture. And then you find that's a minister trying to, dissect the game for you. I feel like, what are you saying? You remember there's some coach I hate. You always hear him on the radio. And I'm like, when he's analyzing the game, no offense, but everything that comes out of his mouth.
Actually, it stopped. They no longer bring him on the show now. Remember the previous game we were listening to the radio, and it wasn't brought on the. I think now it thinks like he's big.
He's a famous coach.
Yeah.
And then you put him on the halftime, build up.
He's supposed
to dissect the game.
Exactly.
And he's giving you the stats.
Yeah.
As we've seen, now you see this team got this amount of athletes. Wastage of my time. What have you seen individually?
Exactly.
What have you seen in the game?
Exactly.
Don't give me this. Everyone is seeing the stats.
Exactly.
On the screen. What have you seen from the game? So I feel like, they need the opportunity. But also the degree thing is too fast.
It's too high.
The best way to implement it would be, let's start with Form 6. Be like, for you to coach at a certain level in our soccer, formats or leagues, you need to have Form 6. And to implement this, you need to start with the new coaches. You can't get someone who's 50 years old and tell them to go back to school. Better tell them to go and look for another career. Because if not, because imagine someone is 50. All they have known in their life is to coach.
Yes.
Go and coach people how to play football. And then you tell them to go back to school. For let's say how long? Let's say they dropped out of school in P6. So they have to go back to P6. Study primary, come back to secondary, study secondary, and then go to university. That's around 10 years.
Exactly. And
he would get his coaching license at 60.
If you want him to do the books now. Anyway, that was moving away from the local content. With the interest of time, I wanted us to get into our next segment, and that is the World Cup. And to start off with, again, Kamanyiro. They wanted to swap Iran and bring in Italy. Why?
I don't know. Maybe football heritage. Because, Italy has been one of the giants. From the past.
They didn't qualify.
They didn't qualify.
So they are no longer. Those are actually some of the in the segment we have of World Cup posers.
They are posers.
Yes.
And yet, their coach said that only North Africa knows how to play football. The rest of the countries are clowns.
Exactly.
Just pretenders, wannabes.
But now the clowns are in World Cup.
Yeah.
And the one who said that, where is he?
Nowhere to be
Now,
seen.
wanting to replace Iran in this sea, does that make sense to you? Does it call for some? Maybe it is a dictatorship from some superior somewhere that dropped that country.
And also, to be fair, would you be happy if you qualify like that? Let's say you're a player.
I mean, it's the same concept where you saw Morocco wanting to get the Africa Cup of Nations Cup through court. Football is done at the pitch. Show us who you are worthy at the pitch, not in the court. So some countries think like because they have enough resources, because they are big, they can dictate in all these, I would use the word upcoming countries. But Iran is not part of those upcoming countries.
Yeah.
You've seen what it has tried to prove. And as we stand, the Iranians said, we are going to play for World Cup.
We qualified.
We qualified. Those are the rules. And if you don't want us to be there, just say you don't want us to be there. You bring your justification on the table. But as it stands, we are going to play. And remember, for us, our players was for them to be in the same group with the Americans.
Yeah. Everyone will be watching that game. Everyone will watch that game.
Exactly. So anyway, in relation to still World Cup is that there is a saying that, Vinicius Jr. was abused. But when he was abused, the one that abused him, I don't remember the name, held his mouth.
Yes.
You couldn't see the words they were saying. So they are saying, in this World Cup, any insult for the player out talking, if you cover your mouth when you're talking to any player or ref or whatever the case it is, red card. Is that okay? Is that fair? Is that something you feel like
people are going to be now spilling the playbook all over the pitch? Because for someone who's coming from the bench, they're given instructions to give the players who are already playing. Okay. So when they come in and they're passing along that instruction, do you think that the playbooks are going to be spilled?
Yeah, but do your playbooks in the dressing room.
No.
Do you do your playbooks in the dressing room? If you want to coach at the pitch, find the most code.
Fair point.
Yes. Exactly.
You can encrypt the message.
Exactly. Yes.
You probably or use a language, create a language.
Exactly, your own. And remember, there's one person who had the capepa, and then eventually had to chew the capepa. Do something like that.
Yeah, if
the rule is do not cover your mouth when you're at the pitch, do that. Else get your red card.
Yeah, it's a red card.
Unless when you're talking to a fellow player.
But on the pitch,
Yes.
I think it only applies on the pitch because let's say we are on the bench.
I know that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. I mean, I can abuse you when I'm on the bench.
And I'm also
but you know very well. No, but even on the bench, people get red cards from there and yellow cards from there.
They do.
You saw what they gave to Calafiori when he was on the bench. He was given a yellow card in the recently concluded
for time wastage.
Exactly. So again, do you think that is fair or not fair?
To be honest, I don't know. Actually, I don't care about that law, that rule at all.
They are trying.
Whether you cover your mouth or not,
yes.
Hey, disrespect is a disrespect.
Exactly.
And a player will still tell you whatever they want to tell you, whether they're covering their mouth or not.
Exactly. So the other rule that they are trying to work on is that to avoid yellow cards until knockout phase. To bring more fun into the game. But do you think avoiding yellow cards will that bring more fans into the game? So avoiding yellow cards means no red cards.
Yeah, it means people are not going to miss matches as much as the previous World Cups. No, I don't think that's also a good rule. The yellow cards should stand. Don't be reckless if you don't want to miss the next game. Yeah, play safe. Play good. So it means people are going to be, reckless. Go and hammer whoever you want to hammer. That yellow card will be, scraped off your back once you get out of the group stage.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think that's fair.
So you feel like they're just trying to spoil the game. I know this could be all these things of the American way of doing things. Because
they want to make it like American football.
Exactly, yeah.
Go out there and just knock whoever is in your way.
Exactly, it's normal. So in the similar context for World Cup is that the World Cup tickets now are now being brokered.
Yeah.
The brokers are shooting the prices. And you saw this the same thing happening when we were watching games here. The real tickets, people buy them, they get done. Then the brokers say, if a ticket was 10K, I need 50K.
Yeah, you need 50K.
So this is the same thing is literally happening for the World Cup now. So is that fair?
Yes, it's fair. That's a good business model.
No one told you to sleep.
Hey, why are you lazy?
So
you could have gotten the ticket yourself.
So the guy, and I was seeing some guy selling tickets up to 36 million, just a ticket.
Hey, just one.
And not a clean just to sit next to the goal somewhere. 36 million. So that is what is happening. And the same thing applies to the Champions League tickets, apparently. Yes. Now, another thing which no one has looked at in this World Cup, which is beginning in June, if I'm not mistaken, is the World Cup posers.
Yeah.
The players that have fallen, but they still want to prove a point. You've seen how they are playing in their league. They are flopped. The usual, our radio station usually say, they roasted. They rusted. So, the likes of Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, why can't he retire football before football retires from him?
Hey, leave football before football leaves
the man has rusted.
Yeah.
The only repair, even if you put what kind of grease.
I've seen the goals that was missing at Al Nassr.
Very flopping. And I'm very sure the fellow teammates at Al Nassr, they are regretting, like, why are we even playing with this guy? Why? Let him get benched. He no longer adds value.
Yes.
Even when he comes here to Uganda, we just look as if nothing happened. But Ugandans are Ugandans, you will see them flopping the streets.
Of course.
Because the guy has come.
Hey, so they want autographs.
The likes of Ronaldo, the likes of Messi. Why can't they retire?
Because all we can say, and this is a piece of advice, whatever you're doing in this life, make sure you're not a burden. Don't be a burden. At least leave something at the level where you found it.
Yes.
But don't make it worse. You come and you're playing with people who are passionate. People want to win the game. Someone passes you the ball, and you miss an open chance because you're trying to prove a point that you're still physically fit to dodge the keeper. To be honest, but anyway, if you scold him when you're a teammate, you would lose your position.
Exactly.
I reckon that. So you have nothing to do. For you to still get your daily bread, you have to, tolerate the poser and be like, you know what, hey, you get them next time. Give them a thumbs up.
Or maybe because now Cristiano Ronaldo has not yet won the World Cup, you think he's still fighting to that end that he really needs to put his hands on that cup?
He failed to win it when he was still in his prime. In his best form,
because he was selfish.
Now, he thinks he can make it now.
I mean, it's the white people say it's never too late.
You see, even when Messi was winning the World Cup, for me, I was against it. I was supporting France. Unfortunately, they won in a penalty shootout. But for me, I was on France's side. To be honest, for me, I don't like charity stuff.
You feel like they
this
gave
is not charity.
They gave the man the cup as a charity one.
For you to win a trophy, you should be worthy. You should earn it. You should work for it.
Yeah.
And then you find someone winning a trophy and it's like charity. This is not charity. If you want charity, go at a church and ask for 50th hand clothes. They have all types of clothes that people, dispose of. Go to the church. This is not the church.
This is football.
Yes.
Okay.
People come out here for glory.
And speaking of glory, moves us to the second to the fourth segment of the UCL. And you know very well, some of us, we don't want to say that we are miracle workers. We are miracle workers, but at least as we speak, the Arsenal team. In fact, I'm going to first remove this background music so that you hear this clearly. Is that the Arsenal team, the Invincibles, The only team that has ever played minus losing a match in the finals again. And
unbeaten again.
Unbeaten again. And on that note, I want you to play the audio clip from the Arsenal legend, none other than Thierry Henry, before we move on over to Dawes.
Okay.
Emotional, Thierry? Yes, because it reminds me when we went there and we couldn't go over the line. I'm gonna have to be honest. I do also think that Arsenal going to that final might not be favorite, although on paper it's still the team that didn't lose in the Champions League. But they might not be favorite. But Jamie will tell you that sometimes in the final it's not about being favorite. Correct. You can make it. We were that close, obviously playing with 10 men the whole game against Barcelona, to do that against a team that on paper was better than us. We battled against them for a very long time. But look, I always say I believe in what I see. And when I see something that you can be proud of, then you call it. I don't like to call stuff on maybe or you know what. I'm so proud of the team. You have to give this man a lot of credit because he came under a lot of criticism. I was in that too. I will be honest, for a very long time. You have to give him his credit. So like I said, I'm going to wait now to see if we can go over the line in the final and if we can win in the league. But thank you.
Yeah, so that was Thierry Henry. Apparently, the man is now praising Arteta.
Yeah.
Yet he was dissing him.
No.
Not very
I
long time back.
don't, because you see, I was told again. We were discussing earlier, and I told you there is no winning minus losing. Losing is part of winning. So Arteta losing a few games, and a few legends say bad words about him. It's part of the winning process. If they didn't say that, Arteta wouldn't be anywhere. You saw very well that he was benching Eze. It is those legends that told him, you man, you're going to make us lose all these cups because of your ego.
It was not ego. Maybe the player was disrespectful.
No, it was ego.
Indiscipline.
When he started playing Eze, haven't you seen Arsenal? Hasn't Arsenal changed?
Yeah, Arsenal has improved.
Exactly. So it's because of that it was part of the criticism, is to make him better. If someone says, I don't like that haircut, maybe you would have done it like this. Or maybe it's, and then you say, why are you telling me this? It is part of the process for you to improve or not to improve. So the legend says is that it was part, and the way we see now, Arsenal are in the finals. And I read for you the start is in the first leg, we hammered the Atletico Madrid.
It was a draw.
It was a draw in the first leg. In the second leg, we hammered them 1-0 by Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
Very clinical game. Beaten them all through around, tactical, free kicks and etc. And we end up going through with a 2-1 or a 2-1 lead. Of course, throwing us in our second Champions League final ever since Arsenal. I was put. But you see how he's talking. And as we speak now, Arsenal, we're not looking at the finals. No. We're looking at the next match. For us, we're not saying, oh my God, we have to. No. We're looking at the next game. And the next game is Arsenal against West Ham. And that's the match we are playing. We are whatevering against. Then when you look at PSG and Bayern, you saw the first game. According to Mourinho, it was a stupid game.
Yeah.
These are semi-finals. Why do you have to hammer someone? Hockey. Exactly. Why do you have someone 90 goals in a game? Why?
It was actually a record.
Exactly.
It had never happened.
It's a semi-final. We expect class. We expect the best of the best. We expect 101 goal.
Yeah.
But 9 goals, totally unacceptable. But it did happen. And of course, PSG went through. And these finals are going to happen in Budapest on 23rd May.
Yeah.
That's the Champions League final. Dawes, do you mind taking us through the Europa? What happened through the Europa League?
Yeah. For Europa League.
But before we go to the Europa League, do you believe that Arsenal are in the finals? And do you believe that we are emerging champions?
Final, no. Premier League, yes. But my advice to the legends, like Thierry Henry, this is going to be too emotional for him because he has been in that sport.
Yeah.
And he couldn't cross the line, as he said,
Yes,
to lift the trophy.
exactly.
So he's going to want Arsenal, the current players that are playing, to lift it for him
yeah.
on his behalf. So it is going to be very, very emotional for him. And if they lose that trophy, he might cry.
No.
He's going to get sick. I'm telling you, he's going to get sick.
He's a legend. A legend. Let's take us to the Europa.
Yeah. So apparently I was supporting Nottingham Forest, but Awagiro Omunaf. They got hammered 4-0.
Of Abikonde.
Yet they won in the first leg, 1-0.
Exactly. And me, I was surprised. Nottingham Forest hammered Aston Villa.
So is the whole team made of what's his name? Gibbs White. So if he's out, the whole team is also poor.
Gibbs White wasn't in the match.
Yeah, you know, he got a very, very bad injury.
Yeah, during
when he
the
clashed with Sanchez. Yeah. So guess what? Aston Villa somehow made it to the finals.
Yeah. And they're going to play against?
They are going to play against Freiburg, which hammered Braga. And this game is happening on 20th May in Istanbul, Turkey.
Are you willing to go there?
No. Iran might bomb us.
Oh, they are next to the in the bombing world?
Yes.
So when
the Ugandan academics were, they were rescued. They were, evacuated to Turkey.
Oh, yeah, to Turkey. But isn't this the country that one of our prominent leaders wants to bomb?
Oh, yeah.
Because
he also wants a beautiful lady from there.
He's looking for Lumbuye and the likes. Okay. And then the Conference League.
Yeah, for the Conference League, apparently Crystal Palace is at the finals. Managed to win 2-1.
Are you surprised?
No. Actually, I want Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace might win the league, to be honest. He's going to win.
Okay.
Because Rayo is facing against Rayo Vallecano, which hammered
Braga.
Was it Strasbourg? Yeah, the sister team for Chelsea.
But
so you see, all around, everything that Chelsea management touches crumbles. And then of course that final is happening in Germany on 27th May. Yeah. Yes, so anything that you see has been banned. Now, reason that's why, because what you need to note is that Europa, UCL, and then the conference, we have the English clubs there. Yeah. Does that put the English club more superior than any other club, any other league in the world? Yes. Yeah. Because it has the three teams from the same league. And if it wasn't for that funny stunt they pulled in Europa, putting Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa on the same side, we would have had a final with only Premier League teams. You call that one a stunt? Yeah. It's probability. No. They planned it. The last time they didn't plan it, Manchester United faced off Spurs on the final. Exactly. So I think this time they're like, no, it's not happening. We're not all on English, whatever. Because you would have fans from only one country. Then that was maybe something that we need to also to tell the viewers among the finals, because since we're talking about finals, is the FA Cup final that is happening on 16th May at exactly 17 sharp, and that is next Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. Next Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, and it's against Chelsea and Man City. Who are your favorites? I'm going to go with Chelsea. Chelsea's also for Champions League. Yeah, Man City has already made it to Champions League. And if they win the cup, well, good for them. They'll be happy. But, I think Chelsea would get more out of it if they are to win it, because it would send them straight to Europa, which would be good for them. Okay. Yeah. So you believe like they will up their game and hammer Man City? No, I just hope. You just hope. Because I feel like they are going to lose. And Chelsea on finals is a different Chelsea. That one you should know it very well. Yeah, we hope. Chelsea on finals is a different Chelsea. You saw it with PSG, what happened. Yeah. Yeah, so Chelsea on finals is a different Chelsea. But anyway, that was away from football temporarily, because we're going to come back. We still have segment for, of course, we still have EPL and fantasy coming ahead. Those are the last two segments that we still have. I want us to briefly talk about the tech segment. And specifically, Nigeria.
Nigerian startup, which we won't discuss the name, they are building a defense system, an air defense system. Where you hear people having an Iron Dome.
Yeah.
While in Uganda, our Ministry for ICT, they have released an e-commerce website. I want us to throw more light in there. Defense system versus an e-commerce website.
The e-commerce website is a wastage of our time because they're saying they want, to pull more people to use post offices again. Yeah. But why do I need to use a post office?
In this day and era, yeah.
Do they know the delivery carriers we have? We have Glovo, we have Jumia. Why do I need to go to the post office? And now let's say where we live. Have you ever seen a post office this ends?
And there is a charge whereby emails are free. There is a charge to use post office, but emails are free.
You don't have to pay for your stamp to send a letter.
Exactly. I one time paid for that stamp.
Unless let's say if the government, subsidizes them, and if they are shipping something from abroad, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Less taxed. Maybe they'll say, yeah, you know what, I'll put in my car transport and go to town and pick up my package. But it's not that, it's the wastage of our time. We have a lot of e-commerce sites. Anyone can build an e-commerce site. Someone from campus, someone who, is building up a startup for e-commerce.
Yeah.
Anyone can build an e-commerce site. We need something that's worthy of a government. People are building defense systems. We're building an e-commerce site.
Exactly. And but do you think you can? Because you see Nigeria, and they are trying to do so. If you wake up and say you want to build an Iron Dome for Uganda, and isn't that a qualification for basement?
Yeah, but remember, you need to test it, and to test it, you need actual weapons.
But what I'm saying, isn't that a qualification for the basement? You know what happened to Edmund?
Yeah.
But the qualification for you to run Runyankole?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we wake up and say, okay, we are a startup and we are going to build an Iron Dome system for Uganda.
You might be told to Runyankole by force.
Exactly. And that's what I was telling you. Those are basement qualifications. For one of the qualifications is you trying to put your nose in someone's business. But Nigerians, they have allowed their startup companies to be able to do so. Do you think it could be an idea here that the startups could start thinking through? Or it's totally military?
The government has always been bad when it comes to, utilizing its resources. We have people here who are willing, even us, we are here. We are IT professionals. And when you call us upon to go and be part of that project,
I don't want to be part of the basement team.
I know. We are saying legally. You pull a research team that is going to implement that. We would be glad to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Though, still would come with its downsides.
Anyway, so
a lot of confidential information will be passing around.
Exactly. So we just put this up. We'll bring it up this again after getting more clarity on what exactly is the defense system for Nigerian startup. What exactly are they trying to put up?
Yeah,
and
because
did they even get an authority?
Whereby they had made a rover, and this rover would be used to evacuate injured, and also moving the forces inside,
So is that an air defense system?
I know that was part of what they're building.
It's part of the package.
So the other thing you need to do, they are maybe working on the gun that, could trace an aerial body moving. For example, like a jet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you track its movement and try to shoot it down. Yeah.
Okay, which is literally similar. So, double S, away from the tech, we don't want to take more time on tech, is that we want to look at the segment 5. Time is really moving extremely fast. And I wanted us to look at Gameweek 34. I'm going to read you through the results briefly, and you tell me your narrative or what you think about them. But some matches I'll ask, some matches I may not ask. So to start off with, it was Sunderland hammering Nottingham Forest 5-0.
Shock. 5 goals?
5 goals hammering Sunderland.
Losing is okay, but losing by
Forest,
5?
Yes.
That was a shock.
Managed to get many points from those teams there. And then, of course, Fulham hammering Aston Villa. Surprised?
Yes.
Liverpool Crystal Palace, Liverpool hammering Crystal Palace 3-1.
Nah, no shock there.
West Ham 2, Everton 1. That was a shocker for me.
Yes.
Because Everton, we remember in our podcast we had given it to Everton.
Yes.
But surprisingly, West Ham managed to hammer them.
Yeah, West Ham wanted the game more.
Then Wolves against Spurs. This one I wasn't surprised.
Yeah,
Wolves. Spurs hammering Wolves.
And then Arsenal winning
luckily with 1 goal to Newcastle.
Yeah.
What matters is that the 3 points.
Yes.
And then, of course, the final game is the Invincibles. United hammering Brentford 2-1. So, any news there?
No news.
Okay, that makes us to move to match week 35. Of course, we began with Newcastle hammering Brighton 3-1.
Brighton. I was disappointed in Brighton.
Yes, exactly. Kadiagula especially.
At least it would have been a very close lose. Someone winning over you comfortably.
Now an interesting game is between Wolves and Sunderland. They drew.
They got a red card. That's what caused the problems. Ballard did what Martinez did. Pulled the guy's hair.
Yeah.
Got a straight red card, and they remained 10 men.
And then that's what Wolves managed to bring some equalizer. And then, of course, we are looking at Arsenal hammering Fulham 3-0. Arsenal are back in their winning ways.
Open play goals.
Yes.
A clean win.
Exactly. And then Bournemouth hammering Crystal Palace 3-1.
Expected. Crystal Palace, I don't know what's happening to it. And the coach is benching a lot of its players like Mateta, Hopefully they're back. Yeah, but I think they are prioritizing, UEFA over Premier League. So I think he's resting his players for UEFA.
For the UEFA, because they have a chance if they win in conference.
Yeah, to go to Europe.
Then, of course, the team that has beaten all the heads, the so-called big teams, that is in a spectacular game, Man United. And this game is that Man United had 2 goals first half.
Yeah.
First goal scored by Matheus Cunha. And then, of course, Benjamin Sesko. Then we came back for second half and things changed. Dominic Szoboszlai scores for the Gapco scores, and the game is all draw.
I almost fainted.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. By the time we came back in the second half, we were making very, very weird mistakes. Whereby Ahmad comes on, plays a square pass right into Szoboszlai's feet. And then from nowhere, the keeper makes the same blunder, gives the ball right to the opponent, and then we were equalized. But luckily, Maino rescued us.
Exactly, yes. And then we managed to win the game. But what is surprising on that is that you have beaten Liverpool home and away.
Yeah. Plus Chelsea.
And Arsenal?
I know, Arsenal. We lost the first leg.
Hey, diehards. You cannot be the champion. Then, of course, the next game was Aston Villa. Spurs hammering Aston Villa.
Shock.
That was a shock to me also.
Sure. Because at this time, at this point, I feel like there is no team that Spurs could hammer.
And you see, that brings us to a concept of don't you think now we have match fixing now?
Oh, by the way, and also, you are in a beef with Spurs.
Exactly, yes.
You could let West Ham hammer you.
Exactly. No.
And make sure that Spurs gets relegated.
But there's a title at stake here. There's a title at stake. We are not going to play that beef.
Spurs will lose a game somehow, somewhere.
No, my dear, that doesn't work. Then our Monday game, for weird time, was Chelsea being hammered by Nottingham Forest.
Very disappointing.
3 goals. 3 goals.
Palmer missing a penalty.
A floppy guy. Very flop.
He was one of the players who have always been composed.
No, but they took
when
long.
They were on the penalty
They
spot.
took long to take the penalty. It took a while. And even if it were you, sometimes you lose it. You lose your composure. Get a penalty, a few minutes, score the penalty. That is it.
Yeah.
But they took like 10 plus minutes.
VAR check.
Yeah, VAR check. Then the other guy went down. So they had to treat the guy. So, to one moment I blame him, to the other moment I don't blame him. And then, of course, the final game is a spectacular game that Arsenal won and the Everton lost was the man between Everton and Man City.
That was the match of the game week.
Exactly. Very clinical game. I never thought that Everton would actually put some tension on Man City, but I was shocked.
Everton deserve a Europa or conference spot.
Exactly. It is literally, it is long overdue for them. It is really long overdue for them. And Everton playing made Arsenal come back.
Yeah, the hopes.
To the table.
Yeah.
So as we speak now, is Arsenal has played 35 games with 76 points.
Yeah.
Man City, 34 games with 71 points. Meaning that even if Man City wins its follow-on game, we will still be ahead by them by 2 points.
By 2 points, yes.
Of course, Man United comes into the third with 64 points, 35 games. Liverpool in the fourth with 35 with the first 35 games and 58 points. Arsenal still leads also in goal difference, 41 goals versus 37 goals. Then, of course, at the bottom of the table, of course, we have Wolves with the 35 games and the 18 points. Burnley, we have 35 games with 20 points. And the West Ham, 35 games and 34 points. Of course, Spurs is also closing there with 37 points. Same games, a difference of 1 point. 1 point. Should Spurs draw? No, I don't want to say that one.
No.
I'm not going. I don't want, because I was going to say if Spurs draw and the West Ham, but then I realized that West Ham, they are playing with the Arsenal.
Yes.
There's no chance for winning. So maybe the next follow-on game
draw.
So basically, that's how the EPL table stands. There was any shocker, any highlight for the game week 34 and 35 before we move into fantasy?
I know. For 34, it moved the way we thought it would. If someone we predicted would win but they lost, it was a very close lose. They were close to what we had predicted. But for game week 35, the match of the game week is what made the game week more interesting and is what shocked all of us. Everton versus Man City.
Yeah. And
who thought that Everton could score 3 goals against Man City?
Exactly, they did. And very okay games apart from the first goal, which was a mistake.
Yeah.
But the other games we are clinical, a spectacular header. And then I was surprised that Doku managed to steal.
Goals,
exactly. And he was on form for that game. Yeah. So for me, that's my take on. But that showed me that Man City are likely to lose more games to come.
Let's see, they are facing Brentford, and Brentford is tough.
There's also Brentford, there's also Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So Man City is really facing it.
Yeah, so fingers crossed.
Exactly. So now, that was moving on to fantasy. Is that first we have start with the number on the league. And as we speak, the unit is the unit.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere. And Fifi, the king comes into the second position. Jacob comes into the second position. Of course, we have Enel Moment coming into the fourth position. We have Kailive FC in the fifth position. We have the Pioneers in the sixth position. The Undefeatable in the seventh position. And then, of course, we have Camps FC in the eighth position. And we have Entebbe VIP in the bottom seat for the EPL. But as we speak, seems like the unit is likely to stay there and likely to win the league. I don't see any chance of us taking him down.
Already warming up for my trophy.
Already warming up for the trophy. But when we move into the cup now,
for the cup, I'm already on the semi-finals. You know, they gave me Camps FC.
Oh, yo.
He's doomed.
You're playing with the Camps FC.
Hey.
Now, me, I'll just sit down and playing with the Pioneers.
It's doomed.
Remember, I was created my triple captain.
I think now I should stop sharing my podcast with you guys. I need to buy my players and keep quiet.
Exactly. But now, for the interest of podcast, and now we need to know at least how your team is. Remember,
I'm going to
depending
start
on,
making my transfers.
depending on when NL is going to upload this,
10 minutes
uh,
to the deadline.
then you change accordingly.
Hey.
Anyway, so far that is how it stands. Is that you're versing Camps FC?
Yeah.
I'm versing Pioneers. In other words, I'm versing the one in the 6th position.
Yeah.
And you're versing the one in the 8th position.
Is it 8th? Yeah.
So there are people versing, and people may not be knowing that they are versing each other. Yeah. So who lost, you think?
Who are going to lose?
Yeah. No. Who was eliminated first? You think it could be Entebbe VIP?
I doubt.
Entebbe VIP previously had 79 points.
Yeah. Whoever faced Entebbe VIP lost.
I think
whoever faced him lost.
Yes. And then I see you guys had points. Fifi the King has 71 points.
Yeah.
Then NL Moments with 83 points. The previous game week they were literally on point. Anyway, so and then this moves us into our teams. I'll begin with mine now because we are very sensitive with the way we are issuing out our teams. We're not going to discuss why we are choosing who.
Yeah.
We're just going to say the players. You figure out why we have them.
Yeah.
In my goalkeep, I will either use Pickford or the Bravuka.
Okay.
I'm not yet so sure. And then in my defense, I still have Kayode, Diagro, Munoz. I have Semenyo, Opaluma, Chucky, and then Salah. I mean Sa. Because Papa Matasa. Okay. Because they have a double game. We say we're not giving reasons. Of course, then I have Captain Haaland. And of course, I have Thiago and then Joe Pedro. On my bench, I still have Christie, Senesi, and Kukuera. And my team can change accordingly.
Okay.
Because now we are in head on. Yes, double S.
Yeah, okay. As it stands, and I don't think my team is going to change much. I doubt that. In my goal, Pickford against Crystal Palace. And then my back line, I have Gabriel against West Ham, I have Kadioglu and O'Reilly. My midfield, I have Chucky, I have Palmer, Captain Fantastic, Casemiro and Sa. My forward, I have only 2 forwards. I'm going to go with Kropi Jr. And triple captaining Haaland.
Triple captaining Haaland.
Yeah.
Because of the double game week?
Yeah, so whoever is facing me is doomed. In this game week, you're doomed.
So now that you're going to, you've activated your triple captain.
Yeah.
Haven't you thought of triple captaining at Crystal Palace players?
No. No.
You don't want to.
Have you seen the form they are on? They
are awful, but they are in the finals. So anyhow, so that is what we have. So colleagues, you've had the chips we are using the chips because the game literally we are ending. So if you're still keeping your chips, keep them to yourself.
Yeah.
For us, we'll be there. So since I'm versing Pioneers, for your information, Pioneers, I activated my triple captain chip.
Be warned.
So if you don't have yours, it's time to pray for yourself. Anyway, moving on to match predictions for game week 36, which is actually starting today.
Okay, we are already in the next game.
Yes. So we are beginning off with the killer game. That is Liverpool against Chelsea at exactly 14:30 East African time. Your prediction?
Chelsea, Liverpool.
Brighton and Wolves.
It's obvious, Brighton.
Fulham and Bournemouth. Tough one.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I would give it to Bournemouth also.
But I'll still give it to Bournemouth.
Sunderland and Man United.
Of course.
The game is coming in at 17 sharp.
Although Man United has already made it to Champions League, it's obvious. Man United. And we hammered them the first leg 2-0.
Then Man City against Brentford.
Man City.
So if Man City makes a draw or loses against Brentford, we will be in a party. The party will start. Then, of course, we have Burnley and Aston Villa. That's on Sunday. And then Crystal Palace and Everton. Newcastle and Nottingham Forest and Newcastle.
Newcastle.
And then
this is also going to be a good game.
West Ham and Arsenal.
Though. I'm going with Arsenal.
but it's going to be a not an easy one. And then, of course, the game week will end. Will end with 2 away Spurs and Leeds United.
Leeds.
You're giving it to Leeds, eh?
Although they don't want anything.
If Leeds loses, then
whether they lose or win, they gain nothing from it.
And then Man City and Crystal Palace.
Man City.
Now you see these guys. This time they have adjusted the Monday football. It's coming in at 20, not 17. I think they might have learned what happened in the previous week.
But a certain team, you know.
So colleagues, those are so far our predictions. But WS, I want to give you a chance to talk about the chips and any advice for the fantasizers out there in relation to their team selection.
Yeah, as it stands, use your triple captain this game week. If you miss using it this game week, there's no any other better game week to come forth from this one. And if you still have your wild card, I would suggest to use it on the very last game week.
Yeah.
Because once you make that, you activate your wild card, your players are switched for good.
Yeah.
They don't return. So you might switch them when they have a good game week, this game week, but in the following game week, it's a bad one. It will affect you. And remember, you have only one transfer. I don't know why that happened this season, whereby if you activate your chip, by the time you come back, you only have one transfer.
Exactly. So
that's funny.
Me, what I could say is that the people need to aim for Crystal Palace players and Manchester players. Manchester has aim, so they are playing seriously, and they have a double game week.
Yeah, but I triple up on the Man City. Crystal Palace, it will be your luck.
You will be really lucky to get something from Crystal Palace. That's true.
But again,
yeah, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
You could get a hat.
Try your luck and see.
Unknowingly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So as we wind up, that brings us to our last segment and to our conclusion remark. But we get into the conclusion. Tuesday next week, it has been officially declared as a public holiday.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not swearing on a Monday. People would have loved that. Hey.
Why would you have to swear in on a Monday?
It's a 3-day weekend.
Why?
Because it's a public holiday. So
you feel
stay at home on Monday.
You feel like Monday would be appropriate.
Yeah, I feel like people love it when they stay at home on Mondays. But now you have to go and work on Monday and then stay on home.
They usually first is as a long week.
And then go back on Wednesday. So the week is going to be messed up.
So apparently all roads have been blocked off. All roads leading to Korolo have been blocked off. I will read a few roads that I received a sample somewhere from a colleague. We are saying that areas of Upper Kororo, Upper and Lower Kororo roads, John Biha Avenue, Wampeo Avenue, that is the near Hotel Africana stretch, or the Kampala Road, the Parliamentary Avenue, Naira Avenue, and the Kamocha Stretch. All those are there now. If you use those roads, you have to move with your ID or your passport, and you might not be allowed to enter into certain areas. So keep watch. Remember, our president is swearing in.
Yeah.
That is what we voted. Those are the results. We just have to accept them. He's the president now. If you feel like you're the president, you could also come and swear in. Yeah, because you could be there and thinking yourself you're the president. Kororo is there. It has been prepared already. All you need is just come and show your face, and boom.
Yeah.
You swear in. Simple logic. Right?
But you think that's what's going to happen? They're going to make a party out of it. People might go there to eat food.
Why not? Why not celebrate if you're...
But just not to make it into that place, the airstrip. You have to be wearing yellow.
Yeah, of course. Because it's an Aremu that...
Otherwise, where are you going?
Why not?
Otherwise, where are you going?
So,
but again, this is the president now. You are the president.
Yeah.
And you still have to, display the supremacy of your party.
No, but let me ask you a simple question.
You're president now of all parties.
He won. Where would you put on other parties when your party
You don't have to put in other parties, but, be neutral.
No.
You're not a president of all parties.
Of course, there are going to be different people from all different parties, and all parties were invited for information. So it depends whether you are show up or
Go
you
out
don't show
there
up.
on Tuesday, putting on red. You'll be one for the basement.
As long as you were invited, there will be what you'll be able to go through or to go.
You'll be one for the basement.
So anyway, that was in your closing remarks.
Yeah, again, you are always encouraging people to be happy. And if for you to be happy, you want to also get a 3.4 billion car, my friend, aim lower.
How about putting on a yellow shirt on Monday and you go to Kororo?
Yeah. You can do that, by the way.
Would that be a sign of being happy?
Tuesday, it's public holiday.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning.
Exactly.
Put on your yellow shirt. Could be for MTN, everywhere you go. Could be for the NRM. Could be your own shirt.
Yeah.
Could be a jersey, as long as it's yellow. I believe there is going to be food. Please don't starve. If you don't have food, wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Food to Kololo if you don't have transport.
Yeah.
You figure out how we will come back. But for sellers, go there. Now there will be food. Eat as much as possible.
Yeah.
And also, please, anything that makes you happy,
just do it.
Yeah, if for you want to go out there in a red t-shirt, you might end up getting some strokes, but again, you'll be happy. So do whatever makes you feel peaceful and free. Also, if you can't afford the 3.4 billion car, feel free to buy a bicycle.
Yeah.
Like the Netherlands Prime Minister.
Exactly.
Ride your bicycle.
Exactly. You retired with the bicycle.
Hey, ride your bicycle.
Yeah.
And live your own life.
Exactly. So for me, usually is that those MPs that are crumbling, those MPs that lost, those MPs that are celebrating that they went to the parliament, go there and do the right thing. Represent the people that sent to the parliament. Otherwise, you'll be shocked. Then, other than that, you have to eat the way Bashir did. You go there and your salary, sign whatever law that comes into play, eat your money, and you come back and you also like us.
Yes.
That's another shortcut. But if you're there for the will of the people, make sure you represent for the people. Now, for our ministers that are crumbling, you saw the president also the last meal supper, and someone put a poster. The people were sure of being back in the cabinet. We are far apart. We are far the extreme end in the photograph. But those ones that want to be, not going to be there, they were so near the man, thinking that getting closer to him, you're joining the party, you're the minister, but no. So if you've been there and the minister, and you've been eating matoke and growing fat, cruising with the riru, my dear, this is the time for you to reflect and see. If the man drops you, don't lament, accept you didn't deliver. Accept. This is your fate.
Maybe he did deliver, but the worm wasn't made for him.
But you said it yourself sometime back that the worm left Uganda. I don't know what the other people now catches. A call?
I don't know. Maybe a snail.
So basically, that is it. But the way we started the show, we are, people are depressed, and a lot of things are happening. People are embezzling government money. People, those that lost elections, they are going to feel it when their fellows are swearing in. It is going to come back through. Is there anyone disturbing our dog outside?
Probably there's someone passing at the gate.
So again, it's going to come for them. They'll be on the TV and they'll be literally partially crying. So it will be over soon. That's one thing we want to tell them. And if you don't want to go through that process of seeing your fault, or maybe you were cheated and the person who cheated you is swearing in, my dear, avoid TV. You take a break, go outside, you go to Kenya, go to TZ, and get a vacation. You come back when the swearing is done.
Yeah.
Exactly. And don't lament for us. For us, we didn't join politics, but we want you to do something that makes you happy and something that is not going to make you cry. So basically, you go there, do your thing. As usual, we are great minds, and I want us to sign out with the same song that we began with.
Yes.
Those who have ears, listen. Those who don't have ears, continue looking on, thinking that for us we will be here to tell you how things are done or how things are not done. So we're going to play this song as we wind out, and for at least for 1 minute, that's when we'll bring in our chow bye and the likes, etc. So I want to you keep quiet, and then we begin the song. Big up to the one and only Ronald Mainja. Tujitunda. You see? Africa, Tedia Yamba. You heard it right. Ebintu byakola ki?
Byasoba.
Right, this is Great Mind Podcast 30. We are here. We'll be back next game week. Chill out and bye.
Have a great week.